Next, we have our game preview. Next week, we play the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. The Arizona Cardinals won a thriller yesterday against the Miami Dolphins, 28-27. They spoiled Tua's homecoming. The Cardinals, I think, are an interesting team because on paper, they're pretty good offensively. But they're not a very good team. So my first question to you, Justin, before we talk about, I guess, the Cardinals and their personnel, what do the Bears need to do on their end to bounce back against Arizona?
Make sure you run fourth quarter plays, and just in case Hail Mary plays. I would start off with that, just in case.
Kyler Murray's done that in the past.
Yeah,
so
right.
Yeah.
So, but I definitely think what we need to do to bounce back is to look at the games that we dominated. Right, this is not like a Detroit or a Green Bay. Like they're 500, right? But they're an interesting team. They randomly win games and they randomly lose games at the same time. So I think one of the biggest things that we need to do to bounce back is to go to what works, right? I think in the last game against London, like let's mix it up a little bit. Let's have a couple of short runs. Let's have a couple of short throws. Let's get back to what we were accustomed to doing. I think the defense, will obviously shine and they will carry, but definitely let's go back to what we did in the past couple of previous games. We were dominating against so teams, and kind of focus on that. I think definitely. The biggest thing is we have to contain Kyler Murray because he's a scrambler guy and he's a little guy. So smaller quarterbacks are harder to catch. They're like mice. You gotta grab him or something. No, seriously.
Yeah.
But we must contain Kyler Murray. I think another good matchup is going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. The guy we were quote unquote people wanted us to take.
We're going to keep Justin Fields and take Marvin Harrison.
Yep. So that'll definitely be a guy to keep an eye on. James Conner, another guy to keep an eye on for sure. But those are kind of the people who I'm looking at like, hey, we must contain them if we're going to win this game. I definitely think our defense is going to be the one that'll shine, but offensively is where I'm kind of concerned. It's another road game. Yeah. I haven't really been successful this season on the road, but I think those are kind of the points that I'm looking at to see, okay, this is how we're going to bounce back and win. I don't know if you want to give any thought about that.
No, I think great point I was going to talk about the road game as well. Bears have not been good on the road. They need to fix that against Arizona. They absolutely need to start winning games on the road if they're going to have any chance of making the playoffs this year. I think another key to this game is they got to start fast.
Yes.
They have started sluggish all year. I mean, like I mentioned, Shane Waldron has not come prepared. He has not come with a adequate game script.
Yeah.
The Bears offense has not clicked early on in the game. They need to do that against the Arizona Cardinals. Get some positive momentum. Get the game off right. Maybe even go down the field. I know this is like foreign to Bears fans. Yeah. But let's go down the field and let's score an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah.
Why not? I feel like that would just do so much good for not only the game and their chances to win, but just their morale. There's human beings out there. They understand that stuff's not going right.
Yeah.
And to get an opening drive touchdown, I think would be huge.
Yeah.
But you mentioned, Marvin Harrison, James Conner, Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
I would also like to mention Trey McBride, who is their leading receiver so far in the year so far. 446 yards, 42 catches, 42 touchdowns. That would be insane. 42 catches. He is one of the better tight ends in the NFL. Now, the Cardinals are not at all strapped for talent on the offensive side of the ball. They got dudes, right? Even Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch. I think they got a lot of good players. So, again, we're going to need the Bears defense to be good once again this year. And they've been good all year long. The most they've given up this year is, I believe, 21 to Houston. They have been solid all year long. So, in my opinion, the key is to take advantage of this subpar Arizona defense. Their defense right now, they're not very good, right? Their leading sacker only has 3 sacks, and it's Dennis Gardeck. Can't say I've ever heard of him before, and that's pretty rare because I know just about everybody. Right.
Yeah. If Mike doesn't know him, you're trash. No, I'm kidding.
Pick a new career. Just kidding. But no, like their defense, they have not gotten pressure a lot this year. Their defensive backs are very young and inexperienced.
Yeah.
Minus, of course, Budda Baker, who's been excellent, but I think he's leaning towards the end of his career, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think that this Bears offense, they need to come out swinging. They need to have a great game. The Cardinals defense is probably one of the worst defenses we're going to play the rest of the year on. If this Bears offense struggles again, I mean, we're staring down the barrel of, very concerning second half of the year.
Yeah.
Offensively, we need to get back on track. Caleb needs to put together 4 good quarters. Again, he was coming off 3 straight good games. Did not have a good game yesterday, but of course, like I said, we've talked about that before. I think my last point that I would like to make before we go into our score predictions. Do you think, Justin, that this is a must-win game for the Bears?
100%, right? And this is if we won't even make a playoff push. I mean, our division is like insanely hard this year to even try to get the first or second place to even try to make the playoffs. I think I saw something yesterday that if we ended the season today, we would actually face the Commanders as a 2 seed. I was like, what?
There is a strong possibility that we play the Commanders again this year.
Yeah. So, definitely this is a must-win game because after this, it's I believe it's New England, and then that's the gauntlet where you face Detroit and Green Bay and San Francisco. So definitely, we must win this game. I believe in our first episode that we had, we have to win the freebie ones, and this is another freebie one. So let's go out there, let's start fast and stay ahead of the Cardinals, right? And be able to contain Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr., and others to try to, get back on track. So
yeah. I think this definitely is a must-win game as well. If you look at our playoff chances, we're sitting right now at 500. We're 500. And you don't ever want to go below 500. The Bears have been at 500 or better since the loss to the Texans. I'm sorry, since the loss to the Colts. And this Bears team, again, they've had so much positive momentum. And like you said, we need to accumulate as many wins as possible because then it's after New England. You said Green Bay, Minnesota, Detroit, San Fran, Minnesota, Detroit. I'm looking through my mic here. Seattle, Green Bay. It does not get easier at all.
No.
And if we can kind of sit on a cushion of some nice wins, that's why, again, the Commanders game is so frustrating because they had the win in their hand.
They sure did,
The Bears could be 5-3 right now playing Arizona and New England. Could easily be 7-3 going into the gauntlet. And that gives you some cushion.
Yeah.
Now they're 4-4. They're playing Arizona.
Yep.
And they're playing New England.
Yeah.
You drop one of those games, you're at 500 before the gauntlet.
Yep.
And that, to me, is so scary. So this is absolutely a must-win game for the Bears. They need to take care of business against the Arizona Cardinals. And I might even venture to say, maybe this is bold, I think if the Bears lose this game, I think their playoff chances might go out the window.
I think so, too.
They just might go out the window.
I don't even think it's bold. I think it's realistic, right?
Yeah.
Because if our schedule was lined up a little bit different, where we were facing kind of weaker teams in the NFL, but I mean, Detroit 6-1, Green Bay 6-2, Minnesota 5-2. So there isn't a lot of room for error in these last couple of weeks of the season. So it's a must-win game. San
Francisco's getting back on track.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They just beat the Cowboys last night. So we got to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Last thing.
Yep.
Score prediction.
Okay.
You go first.
All right, Chicago, don't let me down. I'm going to say the Bears will win, but it's going to be a close one, 27-24 against the Cardinals.
I was going to go – I'm in the similar vein. I don't think we kick the crap out of the Cardinals, but I think it's 23-20. Bears win. I think the offense does well. I think Arizona puts up a fight, but I do think the Bears take care of business in this one. But, Justin, I mean, it's so funny how the roller coaster of the season goes, right?
Yeah.
We were so low after the Texans and Colts game. Then Rams, Panthers, and Jaguars games, we were up here. We're thinking, oh, my gosh, whatever. Then the Commanders game.
It just goes straight back down.
And then let them lose to Arizona. We're going even in the basement. It's just, it is going to be rough. But thank you guys for watching this episode of Bears Talk today. Sorry to be a little somber in the beginning. My blood was boiling a little bit. Probably should go to my doctor and get my blood pressure checked out. But then again, when haven't I been able to do that after a Bears game, right?
Right.
So thank you guys for watching. Like I said, we're on YouTube. We're on ACTV. Make sure to tune in live. We appreciate all the support that we've gotten this week. We had a huge week for subscribers and views and everything. So appreciate all of you guys.
Of course.
I'm pretty good.
No, of course. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you again next week, hopefully with a Bears win.
Hopefully.
All right.